Welcome back, YouTube, to our next episode of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. We had a little hiccup at the end of the last episode. Luckily, the game auto-saved after our fight with the Chaos Space Marine Aurora. And we're right back to where the game crashed or got hung up. So, let's continue. I just went through the dialogue options that you can find at the end of the last episode, so what is happening on the planet now? Excuse me. Our Augur operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the arch-enemy's powers at various locations on the planet. Based on the fragments of communications picked up by our Vox operators, there's practically no resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult en masse and assembling in prayer circles. Is there any hope of retaking the planet? I fear that Rykad Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave the system as soon as possible. Okay. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy and who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we also have the shuttles salvaged from the starport. The dark eyes of the Sister of Battle Flash. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving the people of a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all of our efforts to saving those people who at this moment look to the heavens in hope of salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the holy relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, the electro priests who guard to and tend to it. Abelard furrows his brows. Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykad Minoris. The Von Valencia's dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so, lamentable though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. Heinrich's eyes, like two deep, dark pools, are resolutely fixed on you. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was the final nudge toward death, the finale of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the arch-enemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving their souls over to chaos. Sacrifice great enough to bring forth a demon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombing of the Electro Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow and the world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Rykad Minoris from becoming an outpost of the arch-enemy. Cassia, whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it even from orbit. As do I see that the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I'm with the lady with this. Enough talking, we need to get out of here while we can. Thanks, Adir. Dogmatic is the orbital strike. Can we not get the fusion reactor? Why can we not try to evacuate some of the people? Which of the planet's inhabitants can we evacuate? Fuck it, orbital strike. Yes, Lord Captain, I will immediately inform the navigation artillery decks of the impending maneuver. The right choice, Lord Captain. May the sacred exterminatus cleanse this veil of corruption. Is there a cutscene? Bridge is in upheaval. The technomat's prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pascal, with a data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. What is going on? The warp sextant is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I am currently calculating a plea that might appease a noble spirit. Crew, heed the word of Magos Pascal. I kindly request that you take charge of this mess. Thank you, your lordship. You are right. Pascal's voice changes when he addresses the crew. He now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instruction. The mayhem immediately subsides and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnissiah's servants start working in sync, and the binary clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates with a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pedro. The Omnissiah guides me. The prayers of the tech priest surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal pours intently over the data slate in his hand, extends a mechadendrite towards you. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. Step up to the cogitator. The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on the green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a lay person when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnissiah's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as at the gate of the warrant chamber. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of machine spirit propitiation. Senior technomats recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the capanological protocol Omnissiah Rejoice. I must inform you that for the purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant and updating of its datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. A minor deviation from the rite of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the cogitator guardian, the cyber gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core where the machine spirit dwells. To it, we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defensive connections and launch the warp sextant. The laws of the Omnissiah knows no exceptions, and so in this ritual, I remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit in whose abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and may we receive his blessing. Place your hand. The metal jaws clamp down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing warm red liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on the vid screen before you changes. Connecting, success. By my authority, I revoke the inviolable of the warp engine. One of the cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling to the rest of the tech priests, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants of the Omnissiah, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls. In meek solemnity, the acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contracts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the cogitator slots. Your head begins to spin from the holy censer's foul-smelling clouds of smoke and from the loss of the blood that the cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head. Watching the vid screens, suddenly he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command. His mechadendrites clicking their pincers pull at one lever after another. The vid screens fill with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magos. What is happening? After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted on the cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flames and gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pascal mournfully grates out. The mass of errors in a warp sextant's calculations is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engine cannot be filled with a motive force. We are trapped. A moment later, the Magos continues uncertainly. Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol, or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. The tech priest bends over the cogitator, but something in his pose and movements reveals his desperation. While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and its static image changes. Pascal is too engrossed in his ritual to notice. Read the information. Stab true, stab false, perturb, disturb, query. Machine spirit, can you hear me? Cogitator's servant creaks quietly in its joints, a sound that is drowned out by the binary hymns and the tapping of command runes. Ping, request response, injury, rescue, query. O hallowed machine spirit, in the name of the Omnissiah and the Emperor, reveal unto us your power and guard us against our doom. Pascal echoes your sentiments with the triumphant sounds of a binary rhythm. Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screens begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The text priest Vox crackles in shock, but his report is as clipped and clinical as ever. Registering. Warp sextant activated. Registering. Data stream stabilizing. Registering. 0 data errors found. Reporting. The warp engine is ready for translation. After a pause, Pascal adds, I am also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle fulfilling the criterion. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and in defiance of deactivation. Master Helmsman Ravor. Lord Captain Ravor here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. Ready to begin the translation to the warp, your lordship. Lord Captain speaking. I give the order to commence translation to warp. Waiting for you to ascend the captain's throne, Lord Captain. May the Emperor protect us. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's us blowing up the planet. Cool. Exterminatus. It had to have been done. It's a necessary evil. That doesn't seem good. Are we good? Oh, we're okay. Yeah, shut the windows. All right, let's see what the game has to offer us now.
Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void shift plunged deeper into the Coronis expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Cool. Okay. Status report, my subjects. Boxmaster. Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furibundus System. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Furibundus System is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Coronis Expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp and to allow servants of the Omnissiah to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropath acquire will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your protectorate, Darganis, Janus, and Kiava Gamma. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Immaterium. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Footfall, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. Imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well, Creamy. I will be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Footfall, Creamy. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. Your Lordship, young Yvain Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality and for saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Footfall. Lord Yvain swears he will not forget his debt to you. Forgot about that guy. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during a comprehensive system inspection right, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit Creamy Von Valancius has been added to the access list and assigned the identity Keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator provided that he possesses the decryption key. You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity. Are you leaving us, Heinrichs? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no farther. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have. I hope that we meet again. You are a skilled fighter. I could use people like you. What do you say we extend our stay in my retinue? Thank you for your offer, but I must decline. I'm afraid my duty to the Golden Throne comes before anything else. Argenta, who is this Reverend Hieronymus? He is the head of the Drusian mission on Footfall and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I need his blessing to accompany the new rogue trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your void ship, I request that we meet with Reverend Hieronymus. What do I need to know about Footfall? It is the largest port and the trading capital of the Coronis Expanse. It has a dockyard that will allow us to inspect and repair the void ship, and it boasts its own astropath acquire, the Coronis Expanse Communications Nexus. Not to mention pirate hideouts, smuggler caches, and forts belonging to a dozen gangs, groups, and factions. In the Coronis Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as its outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely resemble its central worlds, but so long as Footfall serves the God Emperor insofar as it can, it will be considered a citadel of the Imperium. Although I have heard that the ties it sends are underwhelming, to say the least. Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the goods that can be procured there would be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Footfall is the domain of the rogue traders, who transcend certain Imperial laws by virtue of the warrant they bear. Do you know anything about the Liege, Abelard? Vladame Tokara, a very peculiar young man. Considering your upcoming conversation a baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena, such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Tokara is the appointee of the Kazbelika mission, the largest robber baron crime syndicate in the Calixis sector. They specialize in the coal trade, the buying and selling of all kinds of Xenos rubbish. Footfall was previously run by a liege who did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered an accident. The reins of power were picked up by Vladame Tokara, whose appointment benefits not only the Kazbelika, but also their most powerful ally in the Coronis Expanse, rogue trader Caligos Winterscale. Vladame is a slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around the bush and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is no fool. Fools do not rise this high in the Kazbelican hierarchy. Keep all this in mind. You are a rogue trader. You stand above him in status and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Kazbelican barons cross swords with rogue traders and emerge victorious. Do not forget that and remain vigilant. Akaz Balaka, vile tech thieves. Tell the Lady Navigator I give her lead to make the translation from the warp into real space. Victus begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodore's demise and you inheriting the title. Liege Tokara will be informed. It is required so we can use the dock, and besides, he is expecting a personal audience with the rogue trader. He will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit incognito. Tell me in detail how these choices will benefit me. According to Footfall's unwritten laws, rogue traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of the Liege. However, they may choose not to exercise those privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room for maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. I shall explain if you do not mind. As per this unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions. But there is a catch. The Coronis Expanse is home to several influential rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Caligos Winterscale, from subtly pulling the strings on Footfall. If you, as a new rogue trader, start your career with an official landing and a parade in your honor, the other dynasties may see this gesture as the newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. I do not see that as a bad thing necessarily. Old Man Winterscale may take slight offense. Corridor will be put on her guard, but you have just risen to prominence, and most people in the Coronis Expanse have not yet even heard about Lady Theodore's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner of Von Valancius soars as high as ever. If I may, I would recommend arriving incognito. You have plenty of opportunities to savor the sweetness and the burden of power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way, your arrival will not draw much attention, and the people will treat you as a person and not the almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage. No. I announce my arrival. Will be done, Lord Captain. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. Let them know I am here. What is this? Danish Jab, Voxmaster Vigdis, Ravor. We're gonna riz up Cassia for a second here. Creamy.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Let's talk about us, shall we?
Right here? Are you sure?
We can only end our relationship.
Of course.
Tell me about yourself.
I am a part of House Orselio, an ancient dynasty of the Navis nobility.
We already know all this. Navigators identify so strongly with their house. Must be difficult for you. Yeah.
You will? That would be most appreciated, Lord Captain.
What does it feel like to guide the vessel?
It may be difficult to describe, but everything changed when I found my own key to this mystery.
Tell me about your life.
My stay on the station was wholly dedicated to preparing me for my future duty.
Did you have friends?
The Regent gave... And since the subject has been breached, Lord Captain, why do you not follow this honored tradition?
Wait, what?
Your decks are so garish. Apologies. I meant noisy. The rabble don't just chatter. Sometimes they shout and even sing. Why do you allow such a lack of restraint? Rogue traders are highborn, are they not?
You have a point. It's about time we made the decks quieter. I will have the lower ranks stripped of their vocal cords. You may find it I like the noise people make here. It fills the ship with life. A ruler cannot maim people just because it is in his power to do so. I mean, we can. We literally can. I like the noise fills the ship with life.
With life? Ugh, if only you could take my place and watch this kaleidoscope. Every voice is a flash of color. Every conversation a shimmering glow. Every argument is an unstoppable swirl of gaudy splotches.
I noticed that your love of painting is reflected in your speech as well. You associate so many images with hues and
The
colors.
Emperor graced me with a gift. I can see inner life
Okay.
in addition
Why don't
to
we
the-
talk about something else?
You will hear no objection from me, Lord Captain.
Does your special sight reveal?
Sister Argenta shines like a guiding star, inspiring resolve in those around her, seemingly inexplicably. However, I see a dark and ugly fog billow behind her, contrasting sharply with her shining light.
Good to know.
Seneschal Viserion is among the few whose colors are a pleasure to look at. Whenever the Seneschal speaks, heavenly crystal clarity spreads around him. And whenever he is angered, dark blue clouds condense over him. And in his rare moments of joy, a pure gleam of
Out of your
sunset
retinue,
pink
Lord
caresses
Captain, he's the only
souls
one I
of
would
those-
trust with my life.
The esteemed Magos Haneman is shattered, like a beautiful stained glass window into a mosaic of colors. His bright
Okay.
behind the cobalt steel of his thoughts, behind the cold, faded gray of his emotions, an ember, the color of amber.
Okay.
Idira's emotions are like a maelstrom.
Must beg my
I
leave.
have enjoyed your...
Oi, oi, oi. We're trying to riz her up, man. Trying to make some mutant babies. Mutant navigator rogue trader babies. Alright, let's look at the map. Master Helmsman, Lord Captain. I'm getting reports of several ships moving toward us. Judging by the fact that they're not responding to our hails and the telemetry shows a trail of macro batteries, they're not here for a chin wag. Ready to issue orders to prepare for battle? Unknown ships? Where do they come from? The rubbish of Furibundus. And I'm not talking about these wrecks that are about to open fire. I mean the remains of meteorites, gas clouds, refuse from the shipyards. It all bunches together, and the smaller ships hide behind it to harass ships as they emerge from the warp. Could this be the work of Conrad? It is possible. He could have hired some scum, or maybe it's just a pirate who saw the state of our ship and decided to push his luck. On my orders, all stations get ready for void combat. Here we go. How do we do void combat?
Enemy contact! All hands, make ready to unleash our fury!
Okay, it's turn-based. Okay. 2 Cobra-class destroyers. You have engaged the enemy in space combat. Battles in space and on the surfaces of planets work quite differently from one another. In space combat, the battlefield is separated into 3 zones marked by various degrees of brightness: acceleration, mid-movement, end movement. Ships travel at high speeds even during combat. Oh, you can ram ships. Ships travel at high speeds even during combat, which is why both your ships and those of your enemies must move at a certain distance each round. You can only end your turn once your ship has traversed this minimum required distance upon entering the end movement zone. To move the ship, click left mouse button on any accessible cell from the on the battlefield. Once you do, you will see a hologram of the ship that will allow you to evaluate the efficiency of future attacks and actions from that position, just as you would in regular combat. Click the button again to confirm your choice and command the ship to move. Alternately, you can move right mouse button to remove the hologram. Okay. So we have starboard weapons. I'm sure it will explain this stuff. So like we can move. What is this? Void ship ram. Restart shields. We have torpedoes from the prow. We have a lance from the prow as well. A dorsal? What? Isn't the prow the front? Port is a broadside. Starboard is a broadside. Let's do a broadside. Your ship is equipped with an arsenal of weapons, which differ in terms of range of fire and offer you a variety of ways to assault your opponents. The ship can attack with each of its weapons once per turn. Note that these can be fired as the ship moves, as attacking does not end the ship's movement. Each of the ship's weapons has a separate attack action on the panel at the bottom of the screen. You can click to view the firing arc and consider what positions. Select an attack action on the panel, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Broadside.
Another salvo!
Cool. Some ships are protected by shields. To deal damage, you must first pierce their shields. Okay. Facing an enemy ship equipped with shields, choose your angle of attack wisely. Rogue Trader's flagship has shields. The ship will take damage. The flagship's damage shields do not recover at the start of the next turn. Instead, they can be restored by using the restart shields action. Restarting the shields reduces the flagship's combat efficiency. On its next turn, it will have reduced movement speed and firing range. So we could probably kill this with the Starbreaker Lance weapon. Kill it.
One's going.
Damn. Cool. Cool. All right. Where are you going? Broadside? That's fine. Ow. Oh, we have to swing. We can't make a tighter turn than this. Okay, macro battery.
Leave their hull strewn across the stars.
Nice.
Bleed them.
Hit it with the macro lance weapon thing.
Onward.
Circle around behind. I wonder if we get like more than one ship in the future. We can expand our fleet. I think they're trying to flee.
The time has come.
You shall not escape us, pirate. Oh shit. We can't dash or anything? Oh no. Yeah, they're trying to run. Are we gonna be able to catch them?
Lay in the course.
No, it's just outside of our range. I can't move any faster. Can only be used during acceleration phase. Well, we lost the one. I don't know, maybe, I don't think. Yeah. Goodbye. It's kind of the lame way to end this, but alright.
A worthy deed.
Battle's over. Okay. Our ship can level up. Alright. Did we get... Oh, we got some loot. That's right. So... Isn't there a way to... Widget management... Back to bridge... Is there not a larger map? What is this? Corpus Valencius? Oh, it's like a journal. Widget management, cargo manager. I thought we would be moving from like solar system to solar system. All right, let's check out Dead World. Begin the scan. Nothing. Altar, Templum, Calix's X17. Lord Captain, the station's airlocks have been sealed from the inside. A Vox recording is stating that the priesthood of the Alter Templum Calixus X-17 Sanctuary have no desire to communicate with the laity. The lady? Never even seen that word before. And are refusing access to guests on the basis of the Adeptus Mechanicus privilege of inviolability, granting them sole jurisdiction over their sacred sites. Okay, let's not press them. Let them do their thing, and we'll go there in the future. Lord Captain, we have the flagship Drusus's Blessing with a small escort dead ahead. They are requesting a direct Vox channel, patching you through. Charges Captain Austerius Thorfast. Vox channel clicks, and after a brief pause, a dry, low voice hails you. Greetings, Lord Captain. I am honored to speak with the rogue trader of House von Valancius. May your name be known through the ages. Charges Captain Austerius Thorfast, bearer of a free charter of the merchant fleet. How can I be of your service? What are you guys doing? We develop supply routes for Chartis. You see, my ship is a representative of the merchant fleet in this part of the Imperium territory, yet we do not have a fixed charter-defined trade route. Our mission is to establish business contracts with voidfarers in need of regular ship repairs and those who are interested in specialized goods. Let's see what you got to sell. Provides void ship weapons with targeting data, granting 80% hit chance and 5% crit. Ours is better. Plasma drive provides 11 speed. Ours is better. Voss torpedo tubes. Wait. Plasma. It's the same thing that we have, right? I think so. Mazoa lance weapon. Long range lance weapon dealing 45 to 55 and a narrow firing arc. We'll buy it. To install it. Yep. 80 points of protection, 70 points per each sector. This amount is doubled against enemy blast attacks. We'll keep the ones. Do we have anything to trade? Like tradable? None. We got nothing. Okay, we can't buy the other stuff, but he's got some legendary ship stuff. Cool. Anything else? Where do you source the components? You're asking me to disclose our suppliers to you? Well, frankly, they come from both everywhere and nowhere. We get our wares either from lucky voidsmen who stumble upon an abandoned or dilapidated ship somewhere in a neighboring system, or from some unlucky ones whose sorry tub arrives on Footfall in such a state that it's easier to take her apart than to restore her. I would like some more info about the merchant fleet. For the most part, all the Expanse has is fleets of different organizations and small flotillas of merchant ships. Uninterrupted communications between worlds is a matter of life and death for many outposts of humanity, so even in this dark corner of the Imperium, there are Chartists and ships assigned the various Adeptus. Alas, the Expanse has next to no stable trade routes, so the job can be precarious at times. Then again, no one is more intimately familiar with the hardships of local commerce than a rogue trader. Over and out, we go to Footfall. I'm sure we'll have to go to the altar at some point. Wait for the completion of the ship's inspection? Okay. Void Dock Alpha Row. Oh, Heinrichs has left us. Cannot pick Heinrichs. Okay. Announce my arrival, please. I expect a grand parade. We gotta impress Cassia with our status. Look at the little flying cherub. Liege representative. The welcome procession is not particularly long, but it does attract attention. Everyone is dressed in their finest apparel. Every button is gleaming. Standing in front of the others is a woman with clearly expensive implants. What kind of implants? She bows in a solemn curtsy. Rogue Trader, Footfall welcomes you. On behalf of the Liege, Lord Vladimir Tokara, allow me to express my joy at your arrival. The Liege awaits you at his residence, but should you have any other business to conduct on the station, I will be honored to serve as your guide. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-colored scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing hues lurk, murky and diluted. The look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. Idira jerks her head, shakes it, and hisses through her teeth. Someone's coming, and they're coming for us. Watch out, Lord Captain. Ebelard sighs and casually places his hand on his weapon. Who's coming? Judging by the voices, there's a lot of them. Angry. They've got teeth, but they aren't that sharp. Their strength is their numbers. Pray, what are you talking about? What could you mean by such a cryptic pronoun? She doesn't get to say the rest.
Hey, newcomers!
Oh my god.
How's this for a warm welcome?
Jeez.
Take a knee and bow before me.
Show them no mercy.
They just butchered everybody. I had to level up Idira. No, I want to be there. Okay. Watch this. Goodbye.
The navigator's
Hey.
might.
Let's not bark, please. Hold on. Okay. We're back. Oh yeah, we got like all new abilities. Backline? Is there a way I can rotate it manually? How come it's vertical? It changes from horizontal to vertical. How do I change that? Alright, whatever. Light them on fire.
Doubt is for the weak.
Oh, she destroyed the cover with her eyeball.
I'll do it.
Hold on.
Ow. How many? Oh, there's a lot.
Let's get to it.
Okay. My turn. How come I don't have any special abilities? I think we just go like this and we hit him with the old shotgun to the face.
Not my specialty.
I can't tell anybody to go again. Okay.
Nothing
Brace
I
for
can't
impact.
do.
Advancing.
Suits my purposes.
Nice. Awesome, dude.
scared yet?
Nice.
Choosing me was your biggest mistake.
High momentum.
Who's this? Adira. Has momentum. Guess kill them.
Be gone. Anything else?
Okay.
Yeah, you make it quick.
Alright, where can I put you, Argenta, to do the most damage? Probably, like, right here, actually.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
And then, not the flamer. Alright.
Faith without
Hulk
deed.
gun.
Who even taught you to fight like this?
Run and gun. Fuck it.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Okay. Abelard.
At your beck and call.
Large bloodstained Amelia. Okay, sworn enemy.
Victory is imminent.
I'm going all out.
No matter the cost. At your beck and target well struck. An exemplary
Damn.
strike. Reduced to dust. A tactically sound approach.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Nice.
Request. The function successfully
Nice. I don't even know where enemies are anymore. There's these three. There's a fourth. Where is everybody else? Oh, there's three over here. Okay.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Hit him with the eyeball. Can't.
If I may, try to die with grace, at least.
Okay.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
Rejoice in battle.
Nice. Actually, exactly what I wanted to do.
I'll do it. Each strike is a prayer.
Perfect.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Tell her to go again. Kill
As
this
the
guy.
Emperor commands, eradicated.
And where are the rest? Okay.
Let's see how they respond to this.
I know what is to come.
Can you hit them? No. Can you blind them? Yes.
Will do.
Blind him.
Was that you? Or
out of my way.
guided by faith? Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Oh, too close? You gotta be kidding me.
I will do my duty. I took care of this one.
Okay. Good work. We did it. Servant. The shivering young servant looks up at you with horror in his eyes. Emperor, protect. They killed. Every time I warn them and then they go all, "Dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior, how could this have happened? Who could have thought?" And Deer spits on the ground in annoyance. Gang of puny thugs attacked me. The Emperor's anointed rogue trader Von Valence is such a poorly organized attempt on my life can only be seen as a personal affront. Fear not, young man. We took care of them. Do you know who they were? Your lordship, those guys were Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst. I'm telling you, they're scared of no one, not even Liege Tokara. Glances around like he's expecting more bandits to appear. Does this thing happen often? Shooting, yes. Attacks on nobles, not very often, unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Go and report this to your liege. Yes, I'm sorry, your lordship. I'll just go and report to the liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this terrible day. Loot. A bunch of axes. Combat shotgun. Okay. Regular chainsword. Regular shotgun. I think just regular crappy armor. The combat shotgun might be good. Okay. All right, let's just load it up by deer real quick. I'll do this off. I'll do this off video. All right, this is the end, guys. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments down below. Next episode will be tomorrow, same time, same place. So come back then. Hope you all are having a good week. I will see you all very, very soon.